Hi, everybody. Hi to Sean and Ryan and Livy and Emma and Luca and Owen. I was going to talk about fermentation today. I wonder if you've even know what fermentation is. I think I forgot some things. Anyhow, what it is when you take something that's got sugar in it of some kind and you let it sit basically, and sometimes you add special things. So I make something called kombucha, and this is what it looks like. It's pink because I put some flowers in it, which I forgot to bring. Let me bring them over. Called hibiscus. There they are. So what I do is I take tea bags, four tea bags, and maybe your mommy or daddy or somebody in your family drinks tea, and I put it into water, and I put it in a pan, and I bring it to a boil. And I also add hibiscus. This is what hibiscus looks like, and hibiscus are actually just little flowers that are dried, and they make it pink and pretty. Can you see that? So they don't give it too much flavor, but they have a little something. And then I put sugar in it, and I put it in this great big container. And there is some of the kombucha from the last batch. And it gets a little bit of stuff on the bottom because it grows. So there's bacteria and yeast, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this funny looking thing that looks like a stack of very strange looking pancakes, it's called a SCOBY. Ooh, and I just spilled some. There's some juice on it. Anyway, so the SCOBY is made up of these slimy little things, and every time I make a new batch, so every time I fill that container up with tea, hibiscus, and sugar, I put some of these scobies on top. Now this is getting to be, you can see how it's got layers and layers. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to lift it up so you can see. Let's see if I can not drip it on my computer keyboard. Do you see how it's made up of these weird layers? And it gets colored, the color of the tea. So I'm going to throw away some of these because they're too many. They take up too much room. But each time I make a batch, you get a new layer, and that's called a baby. Or and the main thing is called a mother too. So a SCOBY stands for symbiotic. It means it works together. Culture. That's what you get when you put bacteria and yeast. Symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, SCOBY. And that SCOBY has bacteria, like I said, and bacteria is tiny, tiny, tiny little things that you can't see, but they're everywhere. They're in the air, they're on your skin, they're in your nose, your mouth, inside your, when you swallow, it's actually in the esophagus, it's down in your intestines, and they help you stay healthy. Some bacteria makes you sick, but a lot of the bacteria you have on you, you need to be healthy. And so when you, excuse me, take this particular kind of bacteria, there's all different kinds. You take this kind, it turns the tea and the sugar into kombucha, and it tastes kind of sour and a little sour, like vinegar, but not as strong. And it helps you, actually, when you drink it, people believe that it helps you digest your food because it's got, well, first of all, it's kind of sour, so it helps your stomach make the enzymes, but it's also got some good bacteria that can help inside you. And I'm not really sure exactly how it happens, but they're learning so much about it. But if your mommy or daddy drinks beer or wine, that's made the same way. It's made, not exactly, they don't use tea, but they use grapes or they use barley and malt and ferment it, and it ferments, and there actually are little bugs that eat it and change it from one taste to another. And you just have to let it sit. And in fact, if you feel like it, if you just took some juice or some fruit and mashed it up, and you could add a little bit of sugar if you want, and some water, and you let it sit, it will ferment, especially if you put it outside in the sun or someplace warm. If you put it someplace warm. So there's bacteria in the air, like I said, but there's also bacteria on things, like on the fruit and on the vegetables. And so I have something here, it's hard to see, but these are pickles, and these have, there's, at the bottom is garlic. And all I do is take a cucumber, a big one. I take a big, long, skinny one. They're called English cucumbers. And I cut it up. And this juice is just made up of salt and water and garlic. And I started it a long time ago, so I just keep reusing the same juice. But if you were to go buy a cucumber, cut it up like that. I like to cut it that way, little long, skinny wedges. And add some water and salt and garlic and put it in a jar like this. Cover it up, and you want to cover it to the top with the water. And if you put it in a warm place, and probably not in the sun, it's not really a good idea to put it right in the direct sun, but put it in, someplace where it's not too cold and not too hot. And it'll change, and it'll get sour, just like a pickle that you buy at the store. And it's lots of fun. So I thought you would like to see that. Anyway, I wanted to show you too. You know what? Even though this looks disgusting, doesn't that look disgusting? You can actually eat this, and it just tastes kind of sour, but not bad. And it's actually, they say it has vitamins in it. Yeah, weird. So I thought you'd like to learn about kombucha and fermentation. There's lots of things that we can't see that are going on all the time on your skin, inside of you. And it's how when we eat, we couldn't eat and process all the food if we didn't have the bacteria and the yeast that help us digest it. So I hope you had fun. I did. Nice to talk to you again. It's cold here in May, which is unusual. So bye to everybody. Bye to Ryan. Bye to Livy. Bye to Owen. Bye to Luca. Bye to Emma. And bye to Sean.